Oh,
You,
hello.
you
Oh,
found something.
This is it. This is where we find the secret of the Templars, hidden here for hundreds of years, lost from the sight of man until now. The mystery is revealed.
It's a tin can.
I
I've
feel
been
like this
walking
is
up
being
and down
built
with
up
a
to
twig in
be
my hands,
oh,
looking
it's
for
tin
the
Yeah,
can,
tin
yeah.
can.
Yeah.
yeah.
It
Okay.
had water in it. That's what the dowsing stick must have detected.
I'd have to check with
Oh
another
no, is this gonna
geologist, but
have
I
like one
don't
of those
think
like,
this
oh,
secret went there.
times you're
In
gonna
truth, Senor
I feel
Stover,
like this could have been a
this
fun
order
mini
was
game.
laid many,
Yeah, could have
many
been.
years ago. This can could date back to the Napoleonic Wars.
Get rid of it and I'll try it again. Lopez
Oh.
threw the can away.
Oh
It
shit.
seemed to fall an awfully long way. The splash at the end confirmed what we both suspected. Well, I'll be a
Ha.
monkey's uncle.
Oh.
It has been
It
here
was there
all
all
the
this time.
All those years
Just under
and
this shrub.
nobody found it.
Yeah.
Stood in awe for a moment, marveling at the secrets all around us.
I could have fallen down that.
So there we go.
Okay.
And now, George just goes down the well.
Oh shit, there's the
The
lion.
well had been lost.
There's a
for
lion's
decades.
mouth.
The air
Is
was
there a
cool
unicorn
after the noon
anywhere?
sun, but
There
that's
is not a
enough to give me
unicorn.
goosebumps. I have a really, really bad feeling about this.
Now, so let's have a look.
Like, is the bad feeling the fact that he got an elderly man to help
From a
him
distance,
rappel down
the
a
lion's
well?
head had been impressive.
And that he
Quite
may
the
not
opposite.
be able
It
to
was
use the
frightening.
elderly man to
Hey.
get back up?
One of the fangs is a separate piece.
That could be a possibility. But the other possibility is that you could die here.
I could hear the sound of a
Oh,
lot of
fair.
stone moving, and I
It's
knew
an actual lion
I
still.
was in danger.
Mm. So once again, there's no death in
Oh.
this game. But in the original version, if you did not move out of the way in time, you got crushed by that stone tablet.
Senor Stover!
Oh, okay.
Senor Stover!
Yeah.
Are you all right?
It's okay, Lopez. I'm fine.
Hey,
So-
no comidas nada.
Yeah, so
You
how many
gave
times
me a
would you have
scare.
died in this place?
Nice
How
try,
would we have
Templars.
died? Sorry.
Oh, I'm trying to think now, right? So where could we have died in this game? So
Well, up
I
in
think
the
the first
mountain.
I wish that I had Lyria's
yeah,
face
so
right now.
there's one
It was
in the
too
Hotel
dark to
Ubu.
see, and I had to rely on
Um,
my touch. It just
There
felt like a pitted
is
stone
one
wall.
in.
I'd
I don't think there's any
almost
death
been
in
killed by the
Ireland.
sight of a
Just
red
the
herring.
goat that could gore you non-stop.
Sometime in antiquity.
Then you had the
there'd been a
chance
rock
in
slide.
Syria
Big
that you
ones.
could have got killed
I wish
twice.
I'd
I
had a
think.
hard
Yeah.
One if you didn't propel down properly, and two if you can get shot by Can.
Mhm.
The third time, I think, is here.
I realized I could use the mirror to reflect the light from
Oh, yeah, you could probably fall off this ledge as well, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
no,
if it
not
was
the legend
King's
now. But,
Quest.
In the middle of the door,
Yeah.
I could see some kind of socket.
and I think you can
Look,
die
this wasn't quite
4
the
to
dead end
5. I
we'd
think there's
seen.
5 ways to die in this game. So that's the 4th and 5th one are yet to be revealed.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I think so. I'm sure I'm forgetting one.
I
Like, bro,
So
like
that's
into the lock.
if you hadn't got the mirror
There were
beforehand,
buttons
are
for
you
the
able to go
dials.
back up, get the mirror,
no,
and
you,
come
you
back
would
down?
need so when you remember when Lopez is trying to figure out what to do with the how to find out the source of the water. That's kind
Yeah.
of the flag to find all the items you need for this part.
I must have made a mistake.
Right, okay.
The lock spun
Yes.
back to neutral and nearly took my fingers
Now,
out.
so this is
I had to start
an
from
extra
scratch
puzzle
again.
that was included
Oh,
in the
God.
director's cut. When you played the game back in the good old days, you just put the key in the lock and everything worked out. But they added this extra puzzle in to spice things up a bit.
Okay.
So this basically is a safe lock for all intents and purposes, as you can probably tell from the layout.
Uh-huh.
So the question is, what is the combination? That's what you need. That's what we need to figure out here. So this one was quite interesting because, like, again, this is completely original puzzle. So I didn't actually remember this at all.
Yeah.
From the game itself, and neither from the one time I played the director's cut. So, so we shall see what it. You'll actually see very soon what it's meant to be.
What number? I'm trying to think what number would be significant.
Well, see, I thought this too, right? So what I'm doing at the moment is I'm trying to make the the um the year not 1314 in Roman numerals.
Mm.
But as I realized as I was doing it, the closest I get to was
Damn.
1039. So that wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Actually, actually I'm wrong. It would actually be that's 53, that's 50, so that'd be 80. Yeah, so the closest I could get to was 89. So that's not an option.
Hmm. So are we then trying to get like spelling?
It's not spelling, no. Numbers are the right answer, but like I said, this one is one just for the director's cut, and the actual information we need is also from the director's cut as well. So I think we should see shortly now on the tape here what the actual solution is.
Oh, not another mistake.
So it was actually the notepad comes in handy here because unfortunately George was a super mutant in the previous game, but this one he writes shit down.
Looking for a date.
Yes, essentially.
Thirteen,
Yes, this
14 there.
1314 comes out, but then you had this. So the inscriptions on the two.
Oh yeah, the Roman
some.
numerals.
Yes. So we have to recreate these Roman numerals using the two templates we have here.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can see there where the outer rim is kind of where the tens, if you will, are, and then the singular numbers are on the inner side. So that's the puzzle essentially, and it's I suppose just another kind of like decent puzzle they could be what they were able to do in the new version. So
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah, that's basically it. Just a puzzle for the I think it's a puzzle to kind of counteract the lack of death, you know, kind of way. Like we need to give you a hard puzzle to make it a fairer fight, you know. So obviously, when you get the right numeral, then you get the prompt there to say that you've got the combination. So I would question the wisdom of having 8 combinations, but sure, look, we're here now, and that's all that matters. It gives us a good chance to reflect, actually. Right, so a little bit of a brain teaser in this one. So, so the kind of the whole idea of this now, this game has been building up to where the site of where Baphomet itself is actually located. So, your clues at the moment are the quote from Caesar, in Ora Mundi. So out to the west to the edge of the world, and the date 1314.
Okay.
Those are your 2 clues at the moment.
So yeah. To be honest with you, it doesn't ring any bells with me. Like the fact that we've been in Ireland, that's why I'm kind of like, why isn't it Ireland? Why isn't the answer Ireland?
Well, you see, Ireland is actually quite close. If you remember back in Syria, the actual shape that came alongside the quote, we called it a penis. But it isn't actually a penis.
Yeah, I know. It's Great Britain.
It is Great Britain. So Great Britain is a clue as well.
So Great Britain, 1314.
Yes. So any history buff.
Is that by any chance like Hadrian's Wall or something like that?
You're thinking of you've got the right idea. You've got the right idea.
What's the west of England? Yorkshire, Wales.
Okay, it's not west, but you are on the right path though. It is somewhere. There is some area in England or indeed in Great Britain where the endgame eventually is. So I think we'll find out by the end of the locks here. But that should tickle the brain until we get to the stage to this end where it gets explained to us by by the game.
I don't mind this, but are you trying to put in every single one of the combination
Oh,
in the
yes. Bonus
Yeah,
points
you
for
you
that,
do
though.
you have to set
Use the
in
old
all
star
eight.
to
Yeah,
work
I'm
the
afraid.
down.
Okay, grand. Okay, cool. Like if this was me trying to figure this out, I think I probably would have given up.
Yeah, you would have said, fuck this.
Done.
Yeah. Now, so let's see. And here's what we find.
Oh no.
Yeah,
And they were playing chess.
they were.
Before I left, though, there was one last thing to do.
And there was a tapestry on the wall there. And there would seem to be a chessboard with a
You won't be
stream
needing
on
that
the
replacement piece
corner.
anymore, Countess.
Yeah, it was something ripped off.
It was not ripped
I
off.
found it
That
in
was
the children.
intentional.
You'll probably want to be alone for a while. I'll be out in the garden with Lopez.
So there you go.
Oh,
Chess piece
getting
found.
hosed down.
Yeah.
George, welcome back.
Come in, Josh. It's good to see you again.
Oh.
Come in, George.
Is
We,
it?
we were fucking while you were out.
What did you find?
Well,
in
you were out
Spain?
with your
Without
hottie
Andre, we
from
wouldn't have got this far,
Spain.
Josh.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. The clues led to an
Joke's on
underground
you. I got a
chamber
villa
at
to
the
come home
bottom of
to.
a well. The Templars had left a tapestry showing a chessboard. The white pieces were vastly outnumbered. There was a stream running across the board, and a Templar knight on a horse.
Does it mean anything to you, Andre?
No, nothing.
Okay.
Maybe
That
we
is
should
also
tell
another clue,
Andre
by the way.
Andre.
what you found, Josh.
There's a map
No,
and
I know
a Latin
nothing.
inscription
Yeah.
to the west.
So
of
essentially,
the edge of the
that's
world.
implying that
Josh
there is a
found
battle.
that in a cave in Syria.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that
where
they
the
were like
assassin
someone was
almost
cornered.
killed me.
Then we
well,
got the
it's
burning
yes,
of
exactly.
Jacques de Molay and the date, 1314.
And of course, the
From the
assassins are
window
another
of the
clue as
church in
well.
Montfaucon
So.
Square, one of the few places where nobody tried to kill me.
Then we have the image of the church that George found at the excavation.
That he knows
I
of.
don't recall anyone trying to kill you there either, George.
And finally, we have the tapestry in Spain. Did I mention I almost got killed
I'll
there?
just skip over that
Not
point.
yet, but I'm sure you're about to.
It was only my cat-like reflexes that saved me from certain death.
Cat-like reflexes, eh?
And while I was risking life,
We're always
where
modest.
were you, Andre?
Yes.
Getting your glasses fogged up.
It's a
over
nice
the
character
Tuscan
trait, in
vibe?
fairness, because he is
That's
also an
enough,
unreliable
boys.
narrator.
Can we get
So
back to saving the world?
Of course. My apologies.
He started it.
Well, the Latin phrase are the words of Julius Caesar. He was describing the island of Britain.
Are you sure? The map didn't look much like Britain.
How come Caesar described
Looked like a
Britain
penis
as
on
being
fire.
at the edge of the world?
it did.
To the Romans, the Mediterranean was the center of the universe. Britain was a remote, unfriendly place, inhabited by blue-painted savages.
It hasn't changed much,
Mm-hmm.
They've
Still
stopped
is.
painting themselves blue.
except when they go
Oh,
to
Nico got there.
They used an
Chelsea!
exotic plant called woad, Isetis tinctoria. The Scots were using it until fairly recently in the wars with the English.
Fairly recently? I don't recall the Scots being at war with the English.
So
How
it's
recently
perhaps not the
are you
English we're
talking
looking for,
about?
it's the
I
Scots.
believe William Wallace's men used it in the 13th century. They might well have been using it as late as
You can't remember, can you?
1314.
Ah, we're back onto that, are we?
Andre, what is it? What do you mean?
1314 in Scotland. The Battle of Bannockburn.
That would explain the stream on the chessboard. That's what a burn is. Right,
Okay.
Andre? As in
Yeah.
burn?
Right, George. And it gets better. Tradition has it that the Scots were helped by a shock force of, well, can't you guess?
Knights Templar?
Yes, a group of outlawed Templars. They are said to have turned the tide for the Scots.
Dun dun
And it
dun.
all ends at a church in the Isle of Britain at Bannockburn in a church.
What are we waiting for? I'll call a cab.
I can't go.
Andre, you've been loads of help, but
What George is trying to say is that you shouldn't feel guilty.
I was.
We understand you've got commitments. Oh, listen, we have to hurry. Let's go, George.
We'll see it through. Oh, and don't worry about us.
So if you're wondering, right, the Battle of Bannockburn is a real thing. It was one of the various battles that Braveheart was based on, with William Wallace and so forth. But this was between Robert the Bruce, who's the King of Scotland, and Edward II, the King of England. And essentially a kind of group of about 6,000 Scots managed to win a battle against about 25,000 English knights and fighters.
Okay.
And one of the kind of the kind of rumor or legends about the story is that the Knights Templar basically swooped in to help the Scots against the English, because of course the English, bear in mind, were the Church of England, and the Knights Templar were Christians. So they were backing the Scots, who were of course either, depending on who you want, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But of course, this battle happens itself in Stirling Castle. So the end game of this entire game ends in Stirling, in Scotland.
No.
And now we're talking to an old lady.
Is it an old lady, though?
Medieval
Is
detective
it? What
story.
do you mean?
Quite well written for that kind of thing. It's
Is
been
that
out
a
of
scar
print
under her
for
cheek?
years.
On her cheek?
What's the title?
Oh, isn't that a good spot,
Crooked
Bertbot?
Crusader Caper by Molly Pegram.
And look what she's
I
reading.
assumed the author was a woman, but apparently
A book
not.
by Professor Pegram, who did the dig in Lochmarn.
Yeah.
Nigel Pegram.
That's right. Do you know him?
No, I never met him.
George is a great fan
Now
of
bear in
his
mind,
stuff.
so you kind of got to get the twist there.
Is there a church called St. Ninian's at Stirling?
Once again, I've ruined it for myself.
And I
Well, do you know what?
why
That
you
is not
know
your fault, Bertbot. I'll tell you why, because the director's cut has given that away.
Obvious you're in
Ah,
Because
okay.
these portraits don't come up in this in the version from '96. So all you're seeing is this character image,
Does the
essentially.
name murder
Yeah,
So
mean
you-
anything to
You would never have known from that alone that it was
Oh,
our
you
assassin
said
friend.
Merlin? Then no, nothing.
Would you believe that this clown's nose...
Hilariously
led us
enough,
to
look at
be
the three
restrained
items we
tonight?
are talking to the old lady about as well.
No, honestly, it... You would?
Yeah.
Certainly. You have an honest face.
Yep. That's a nose with a history, all right.
So you
Still a
say.
good accent, in fairness.
Yeah.
Do you know what this is?
it's just a
Yes,
grinning
I
face.
did.
That,
A young friend of
Shut
mine
up.
shook my hand with one.
All right, lads.
Just the other day.
Yeah? Well, that's outrageous. He should be shot.
Perhaps. Still, his intentions were good.
I'm sorry that you've been zapped by one of these things.
You shouldn't be.
Oh, foreshadowing. Or, no, not
In-
foreshadowing.
Where are you going?
Past
Indeed.
shadowing.
Past shadowing.
Do I need to spell it out?
Don't snap at me. If you're going to take a leak, why don't you say so?
Okay, I'm going to take a leak.
Nope, Ticket Inspector.
L-E-A-K. Tickets, please. Oh, hi.
Mm-hmm.
That's a standard full-price peak return. Don't you have a senior citizen's rail card?
I rarely travel by train. My ticket is perfectly valid, is it not?
This would be a clue that this old lady isn't quite up to scratch,
Well, you
but
could have stayed
Yeah.
for a third of
well,
the
when you have
price.
awkward family
I do
members who
not
don't travel by
need to
train, this is very
indulge
close to
in
home.
puzzling thrift
Yeah,
ass.
or like, I didn't know how to use the
Blimey,
machine.
You're a funny old
Yeah,
bird and no
essentially.
mistake. Tickets, please, sir.
Here.
Flick. Done.
Off to Stirling, eh?
Yes, we are.
Well, I hope you won't be disappointed. It's a miserable place this time of year. Still, there's plenty of pubs and a lovely view.
Sterling
of
is
the
shit.
castle.
Thank you.
Please leave.
I don't want to worry you, but
I can't really think of anything of note in
You
Stirling.
sure? You're
Bard,
fair.
it's just a lot of history. Like I said, Bannockburn, a lot of battles
but
from
I
the
didn't like the look in his
from
eyes
that
when he
era.
spoke
So
to me.
yeah, that's kind of what
I
it's
was
there
trying
for,
to
really.
think like football teams or like I know Stirling are a team, but like
Yes.
Can't you sit still?
No, I
George?
don't think they have anyone outright. It's quite a remote part of Scotland, as I recall,
While
as
you're
well.
there, check out the buffet car, George. Unthinkable ideas. I am hungry enough to eat English food.
Okay.
Yeah, essentially the most interesting thing about Stirling is that it is the site of William Wallace.
Yeah.
It's his town.
Oh, no. That gangster
I like the
keeper hotel.
graphics on this.
Beat 'em.
It's
Well,
like a
Mm.
Hitchcock film.
Hey, Buster.
Yes,
This is a no smoking car. Okay, maybe he did scare me.
but look who's on the train.
I suddenly
Dun, dun,
realized
dun.
the conductor had
Guido from the Hotel Ubu.
Marquez burglar. The door was
And
locked.
George just realized who the ticket inspector was.
I really
The assassin
want
from the
to
hospital.
shoot this guy.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. So he just realized this place
I
is
should've
full
known
of
better
fake
to
people.
Oh,
leave
bad
the old
guys.
lady alone.
And
Suddenly,
look, and Nico's
Jody
gone.
Bafama took second place to finding the girl I loved.
Okay, so murder on
I
the
didn't
Stirling
wanna wake
Express.
him, to be frank.
We are.
Without a cold water hose.
And now to cheer us up,
I didn't
here's some
think
Newcastle fans, man.
Oh my god.
the
Yeah,
man's
we've
face
got
was
hooligans.
blotched and unshaven. I guess he'd been traveling all night.
So let's have a word with them.
Party?
No, this is breakfast. Man, join us, man. Way, Basha, wake up, man. What's company?
His breath.
Excuse my mate, he's taking a nap. Sleeping like a bobby.
Fantastic,
Wake him up
love this.
when we get
Bit
to
of comic
Newcastle.
relief to distract us from the fact that Nico's gone missing and we're surrounded by
I never
murderers.
noticed.
Yes, exactly. At least there's some genuine people here on this train.
Drinking. Smells like gasoline.
Right? Now put your hands in your chest, like.
Your eyeballs too, by the looks
Come
of
on,
them.
son, I'll fucking get you hidden.
Listen, I need your help.
What's the matter?
There's a guy on this train who's trying to kill me.
Relax, man. You wouldn't try nothing with us in Basharia. We are veterans, like. So action at Brightlingsea.
I don't recall the British Army being involved in a conflict anywhere called Brightlingsea.
Well, you just take it from me, pal. You're in safe hands.
If you're interested, by the way, there is a football team in Brighton Sea. They're called Brighton Sea Regents, and
Did you see
they
what
play in the
happened to
Isthmian
young
Premier
woman's
Division,
informant?
No, pal, I didn't have you lost her, like.
She's disappeared.
which is I think the
The old lady,
seventh
I-
stage of English football.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah,
an old
in the
lady
English
too.
league system.
Yeah,
Yes.
gotta help me.
Maybe they went.
So
to
I'd love to
toilet,
know
like.
in which
I don't
weird
think so.
timeline Newcastle United are forced to play against Brightling Sea
No,
Regents.
she's been
Oh, it's
abducted.
definitely like the
I've got to go
Johnstown Paint Cup trophy.
Stopping you, pal.
Oh yeah, or the FA Cup maybe first round or something.
Not what it
Yeah.
seems.
You want to avoid him, like.
That's about it, yeah.
No problem.
Have you ever seen this man before?
Aye, man. He's chalky white and I claim my 10 quid, like.
No, he's an international assassin, and he goes by the name Khan.
Well, aye, man, but I was close, you know.
Would you like a red nose?
I love the naivety of this game in thinking that George was going to understand
this
this
is?
thick
No,
Geordie.
man, what is it?
It's
Yeah.
a hand buzzer.
You won't catch me out with that, pal.
If I'd wanted to catch you out, I wouldn't have shown it to you, would I?
Well, maybe it's his mate, pal. Like a clever double bluff, you know.
See you later.
But we do need there's a reason for us to be here, as you'll
Yeah.
find out shortly.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it was like there must be something important here for this to be.
Yes.
So
So
there is Hitchcock trope. I can't think of the name of them, but in his two train-based films,
I don't intend
Yes.
um,
I'm going to climb
Strangers on a
top of the
Train and
You're
The Lady
kidding, aren't
Vanishes,
Yeah.
there
Yes.
are a pair of lads off to see a cricket game, and they're completely oblivious to everything
Yes.
that's going on, which
Yes.
is just exactly what's happening here.
and at any point in this train, does the main character climb on top of the
Oh
train?
yeah,
Yeah.
of course this is gonna happen. Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I know I've seen the two Hitchcock films that, like, you know, I'm sure that it's been done in other films as well.
Oh yeah,
But,
it's a classic enough one there, but
Mm.
yeah, here we go.
Oh, here we go. Fantastic.
Yes. Now here's the gas thing again. If you were to, when you're walking on this train, if you touch those wires,
You die.
you die. Exactly. So this was actually a much longer sequence. You had to go the entire run of the train, but in the director's cut, it just skips to this part here. where we have a standoff.
Which is literally very similar to the Lady Vanishes. This is fantastic.
And there's Khan.
To stop the train. And now was my chance.
Oh. It was Khan.
Two. Boom.
You saved our lives, but why?
We were always on the same side.
Now, was that a timed thing? Did you have to do that in order, or?
At the time, yes, it would have been a time thing. We would have been shot if we didn't pull that in time. But in this version, it waits for you to figure it out.
Barbarians have no right to that name. These men are no better than dogs.
What are the Neo-Templars after? What is the Sword of Baphomet?
Not what you think, my friend. It is a weapon, yes, but one which our enemies will find difficult to wield. A
Oh, okay.
double-edged sword. A power older than Dimole, older than Solomon.
We'll stop them. You and me together, and Nico.
No, George. My journey ends soon at the Garden of Paradise.
You're talking in riddles. Can't you tell me straight what they're after?
The sword symbolizes
Sorry, I don't have anything to add. I'm just kind of interested in it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Natural power fields,
which are focused at St. Ninian's.
the energy
He's remarkably
the
coherent,
Templars
to
with
be
the
fair.
power
He is.
which made them great. A power
He's an assassin. He
which
knows
made
that
them
when he dies, he has to
charismatic
live
to
out some
such an
exposition.
extent they could control the will of all around them.